My feet actually just started freezing to death, so I'm gonna go down. But right now, I'm gonna go look for the old Spanish mine. What's going on, guys? So in this video, I started going looking for what I think to be a Spanish mine. And then I also try to make it up to this lost cabin I've been looking for. So yeah, let's get into it. This is the old mining road going up Mineral Fork. I've been up here countless times. I've ran into moose here. You know, I've seen a lot of stuff go through here. So I'm definitely kind of stupid for this one. I'm not actually remembering where it was. I have the pin on maps, but it's deciding to not load. So I'm going up a little bit, and I've honestly lost the miner's eye. And usually I'll be able to glance and see any potential portals, adits, prospects, shafts, you name it, or anything that looked man-made, but I'm not seeing it. So this was an old crossing here, and yeah, it's pretty fucking deep. And if it's deep here, I've probably only gone up, look at how deep it gets. It's just a shady spot, and I've probably gone up only 600 feet. You know, I've always been curious why this bridge. And I've been curious why this bridge is. Would that be a turnout spot? Would this is where they would move over to let them out of the way? I don't think so. I really don't think so. And it's significant enough that there had to have been former passage. As you can see here, there is no remnants of a road specifically here, but it would have definitely been, you know, taken away in a wash. There is no, you know, transformation of trail over to the right side of the mountain. There could be a little right there, and also possibly up there. And another thing is, it could have been taken away by this slide. But another thing is, you do see a shelf here going up. So what's interesting also is that when you do continue up and you finally get to the top, another road does go down that way. And I'm wondering if that was connected to this. You can see here that would have come up here, which is interesting, right? Because why would they have a road for no fucking reason? And that wood there, to have lasted this long, would have to have been replaced, probably twofold. I'm here. Next time I'm here, I'll bring a pan and see what we can wash out of the soil here. Not really getting a read on anything here. You know, it's a mystery why they transferred here. I might actually head back down the trail. And then, yeah, because there is a cabin up on that ridge, and if I can get to that with no snow, I'm hoping the very tip of the ridge is going to have no snow and I can walk all the way there today. I decided to look and see what I can find. There's a piece of gold. See that speck sitting on top of the rock? Follow my nail straight. That little gold is a piece of gold right there that I just honestly was super easily just got out of the washer. So a pan would be amazing to come back. So now that I've thought about it, I know where the mine is. Don't be too sure. We didn't find out where that road went, and we didn't find the mine. But I found a little piece of gold, which was really cool. Here's the wash coming down the main trail. So that set of water down there behind us runs off the mountain. This set of water right here runs out of the lower Wasatch Gold Mine main tunnel that connects to the upper regulator Johnson. And you can drink that water down there on the way up, but only past this connection stream. This water here, flowing sulfur, flowing all the materials they were taken out of the Wasatch Gold Mine. And there was some mercury in there too. And so I wouldn't drink it. That this face here was where the Spanish mine was. But you look up there, that cliff, let's see, right about there is it. That's it. We're walking up an old mining road now. So here's this canyon. You guys want to take a quick second and see what you can find. If you can't see anything, I'll point. There's no real tailings pile on this hill here. But what there is access points and places where they would mine. So I'm gonna start off with this. See this edge right here? Come over to there. And right there, that conical shape, there is fallen rock, right? But that would be a fault right there. And they would follow that fault in. See how the faults are diagonal? You would mine at the bottom of those. And there's a really good access point right there where you could make a mine. And for that Spanish mine, you would be like, all right, how would they get up there? All right, the Spanish would hike or whatever. But look, they can follow this ridge up, over, and then down through the Vallejo right there. Keep winding your way up. I see a few other things. Go all the way up there to right there. Here, I'm gonna zoom in for you. That. What the fuck is that? Right? That looks weird. It doesn't look natural, you know? And then you come all the way up to the top right. Where is it? Right there. That little square looks like another portal. And then you would come up here and then go into this like crevasse right there and there. And you'd be like, all right, they could definitely make a mine there in those trees. So now I'm gonna begin to traverse over to that rock face right there. And from that point, we're gonna go look at that possible adit and portal and see if it is in fact that Spanish gold mine I've been looking for. And if not, I do wanna go see those other prospects on the opposite side of the ridge here. But we're gonna continue up here for Mineral Fork and go up to crest this peak over here and see how far we can walk on no snow. It's also cool as you can see some backcountry ski trails all the way up there on the ridge. Here, check this out. I was just about to tell you about moose. There we go. Those are some moose droppings. And this kind of prairie or little flat area in the spring or fall, you'll see a lot of moose grazing. The plants haven't begun to sprout yet, so they've moved elsewhere for the time being. Oh, I just absolutely shit bricks. Oh. Okay, you want to see some fucking moose prints? You boys ready for this shit? This is gonna be intense. There you go. That's my hand, brother. That's my fucking hand. So you can see why I'm getting a little worried. You don't believe me? There you go, there's the hoof down there. Those are big fuckers, dude. I probably will end up summiting that today because there's no snow over there on the south face. So I might go do that sooner rather than later. I got a really good angle on the face of the Spanish mine. There's the wood bridge we crossed down there. And that's the face. Woodpecker. Spanish mine's gonna be right behind those trees. I did see something earlier that was tripping me out. It looked like a square frame portal, but to be continued. Just because it's really hard and sketchy to get to, especially this time of year, to get to that Spanish mine, I'm gonna buy a drone in the next few weeks, and I'm gonna do some real reconnaissance on that, and the chance that it actually is a Spanish gold mine. Now here's something interesting. It is a flat field over there, but this looks like a road coming right here. I'll have to do more digging, even though I feel like I've done all there is to dig around here. I want to go get a good vantage point at the cabin when I come out of these birch here, or these aspens, I just heard a huge rock fall way up in the cliff there. Dum, dum. You know? All right, so we're at the point when I was telling you guys earlier about that one road that went down. It's very unclear to see now, but I'll point it out to you. Here's the road. And this takes a right bend and curves down on the left side, which might at some point before the slides had a connection to that trail down there. Boy, do I hope those bears are still in hibernation. My stomach just told me I was hungry, so I'm gonna get my feet out of the snow and grab something to eat. Chili, picante con limon, corn nuts, lots of calories. It's in any moose prints, so I'm pretty fucking stoked. I'll tell you that much for sure. All right, guys, so here we are. There's a bunch of mines on the backside of this hill here, and that's actually all decently accessible. Like, it gets right at the top, so I could make my way up there today. Probably something I will do. There's a mine right over there under snow. There's another one up there. Thing is, the main mine is right between those branches right there. It's a big one I've always wanted to go to and dig out. I'm gonna bring a shovel up there in the summer and stay up there for a day or two. I have to figure out if my cabin is at that crest or that crest over there. I haven't really stared up at these lands over here much. I was hoping to see a tailings pile, but didn't. I just think I'm gonna walk up a little bit more till I get a better vantage point before I pull up my phone and figure out where I'm going. I'll probably climb those rocks on that rock wall right there. Yeah, right there. And then make my way up the mountain. I got jacket and stuff I need, and my feet are a little cold right now because, you know, whatever. But I'm not too concerned about it because how hot it is outside. The snow's not freezing anymore, or it is, but you know what I mean. Yeah, those are more than a day ago. Oh, baby, those are big. Oh, what direction are they headed? Should have checked. So I've made it up pretty far so far. At the top of this hill right there is an old foundation of a cabin. It was a cabin on a stone. There's actually another one that's fully built. This is a shell. That's going to be covered in snow. Up there we have another ridge. Behind all this ridge here is the Cardiff Fork Trail. The Cardiff Fork Trail has a bunch of mines behind there. I don't remember the name, but there's a few really huge ones. Some of them are in the top 3 in Utah. That's that. Right behind this hill is my cabin. It's looking like a lot of snow, dude. No, probably 2 feet of snow. It doesn't look avalanchy, and I could get to it perfectly without an avalanche. So I'm gonna probably come back tomorrow morning, get all the gear I need, and send her bud. I might go walk up and get a little bit more of a peek and see what it's looking like. Either that, or I'll get a helicopter to drop me off and I'll ski down. It's getting chilly, my feet are getting cold. A lot of people get helicopter skied up here. I doubt they hike up. So that's kind of fucked. Maybe they do. I'm walking down the trail now. I'm gonna go cross where the snow's low and then summit. My feet actually just started freezing to death, so... Well, yeah, it sounds like I'll be seeing you boys tomorrow again to get the snowshoes, the proper boots, and really make a good adventure up there. I just ran in about 15 minutes, just down the hill. But I got pain in my feet back. Earlier, I dropped a rock and stood on my feet, and there's no pain. No feeling. Oi, fam, we finally made it down. That was a really weird video. I talked a lot.
I didn't really get anywhere. But what we learned is I now know where the Spanish mine is. I know what I have to do to get there. I want to bring the drone out there and I want to see it. There was too much snow. I didn't have the proper equipment and my feet were freezing, so I couldn't make it up to the cabin. All the other mines were snowed in, but I learned a lot about where those roads could have gone. I deducted all the clues, and I just got a really good day hiking up there in the mountains. So thank you guys for watching. Part 2, we're actually going to find this cabin, and it's pretty sick, but more is to come.